Sophie King back again in the kitchen of dreams with another attempt of a rum review. The one I've got to review just now is one I got in Morrison's, and it's from Red Leg, and it's the spice rum infused with vanilla and ginger, and it's 37.5 on a Richter scale. That's the 75 proof to all you rum lovers out there. Red Leg, never heard of it. It is apparently distilled in the Caribbean, so I was actually down looking at the rums last week, and there was a guy picking up a bottle, and I says, "Is it any good?" And he went, "Oh, aye, mate, aye." So I picked up a bottle. So anyway, let's get the Red Leg in the glass, see what it's all about. Give yourself a generous pour. I like the cork. That gives it a little bit of class in my book. So anyway, let's have a look at it. It's almost whiskey-like in colour, which you would expect anyway from a spice rum. So, oh, what's coming up to greet me right away is the vanilla. Oh, lots of vanilla, absolutely jam-packed with vanilla. I don't mind vanilla in beers, but I really like it in spirits. Rum, it's going to be sweet anyway, so vanilla will throw that sweetness even more sweeter. No suggestion of the ginger. It's mostly overpowered by the vanilla, to be honest with you, but it's all about the drinking, it's all about the tasting. So anyway, Sophie King drunk, drinking a Red Leg. 37.5 on a Richter scale. That's 75 proof to the rest of the world. Slangy Van. Let's see what it's all about. Getting the ginger now. Oh, getting the ginger now. Firstly, almost very, the vanilla is up front on the nose and on the taste. The vanilla hits the tongue, and it's almost got that sort of American cream soda taste to it. And then in the back end, you're getting the ginger, which seems to, for me, to have just crept up the back of my nose. The way that something like spice can get you sometimes. Like ginger root can be a little bit heavy that way. I had a few of these last week, and I had them on ice, and I was kind of suitably refreshed, to be honest. So all I do remember from it was the big whack of vanilla I get, and I'm still getting the big whack from the vanilla. But the ginger I didn't pick up on last week at all, but I'm getting it this week. It's one of those ones, there's a lot of guys who put your rum and coke, rum and lemonade, or if you're watching this in the States, rum and Sprite, whatever you're going to do. Me personally, that was just going to make it even more sweeter. But then again, it's everyone's palate's different. This one's a lot better this weekend for me, actually. It is a sipper, 75 proof, so it's going to kick ass. So anyway, let's see what it says in the bottle. So we'll get some eye furniture on. See what it says, and it's Red Leg, infused with vanilla and ginger, distilled in the Caribbean, smooth tasting. Yeah, it's pretty smooth. I've got to admit that. There's not much an alcohol burn on it for 75 proof. As rum lovers may simply want to craft the best tasting rum, we're proudly created Red Leg, an award-winning Caribbean spice rum, which we rested in oak barrels. Ain't getting no oak, mate. Ain't getting no oak from that. Infused with warming ginger and sweet vanilla for a delicious smooth taste with a hint of spice. It's it's okay. The disclaimer. Now, 37.5, right? I was watching a guy who does a lot of rum reviews, and 37.5 is when something that's classing itself as rum can say, this is rum. This is rum. But it also says spice rum spirit drink. And now he was explaining about uh, spice rum spirit drink, meaning there's a lot of guys out there. Apparently, everyone thinks the rum's brewed in the Caribbean, but apparently you can brew rum anywhere. There is no sort of, no like bourbon. You know what I'm talking about, and Scotch whiskey and that kind of stuff can only be brewed in certain parts of the world. This apparently can be brewed anywhere or distilled anywhere. This claims to be, well, it does. It says in the bottle. It can't claim if it says in the bottle to be in the Caribbean. For me, it's I like vanilla. Rum is sweet for me anyway. I drink most rum straight. I'm mostly a dark rum drinker. But for me, this is very sweet. So all this is going to get is a wee nurse of an ice cube in it. And if it had a higher Richter scale, I recently drank a rum at 57, 114 proof, and I put a little dash of water in it just to bring it down a little bit. And do you know what? It was superb sailing. Superb sailing drinking. This for me, 75 proof, a lot milder. Is it one I would return to again? I don't think I would actually, because the vanilla in it for me is far too sweet. I'm long in the tooth now, all character. I'm getting to the stage now that sweet I don't crave so much. I like the bolder flavours. I like the thought of ginger, but I'm only getting a snippet of the ginger root flavour in it. I like the rum. It's not a bad rum. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's not. The guy in the shop that recommended it to me, he's right. If that's his tipple and he puts Coke or he puts Sprite or lemonade or whatever he puts in it, fair play to him. If that's his Saturday night special. For me, it's not one I'm going to return to. Is it one I'm going to drink? Yeah, I'll drink it. It'll probably lie in the cupboard for a while, but because I'm trying to go through it, I'm doing a sort of rum discovery. There was only a couple of rums over my whole adulthood of drinking rums that I've ever tried. There's OVD, Woods, and Lambs, and what was the other one? Bacardi Spice, and obviously the white Bacardi. Rums I could get, but now I'm seeing in the supermarkets that the supermarkets are starting to, like a few years ago we had the gin explosion. We had the gin explosion in the supermarkets, and now I jumped on the gin explosion. My partner jumped on the gin explosion. She's still on a gin explosion, but I'm starting to get bored with it. The rum for me, go back to the gin explosion. I would drink gin in the summer months, and then I'd revert back to maybe whiskey in the winter months. But rum seems to be a drink that I could drink all year round. I don't know. I've got, I don't know, brain fog. I don't know what it is, but that's the way I think. Darker spirits in the winter time, lighter spirits in the summertime. Whereas I see this, and this is a spice rum. I quite like the spice rum. I like dark rum, and I do like the white rum. But the white rum you're only getting is Bacardi, and I've sort of got to the stage where Bacardi, I've got it's too sweet for me. But it's not as sweet as this. If it was a toss up between buying this again and a bottle of Bacardi, if I couldn't get Bacardi Spice, I'd probably buy the ordinary Bacardi, to be honest with you. So anyway, is it one I'm going to drink again? Yes, it is. I would drink it again. The Red Leg, vanilla and ginger spice rum, 75 proof, 37.5 in the Richter scale. So what I'm going to give it, I'm not going to be unkind to it because it has got an audience. And that's why Morrison's, I got this out in the UK, Morrison supermarket. Obviously, there's people who will buy it. For me, I'm going to give that a 2.8 out of 5. Now, the only reason it's getting low marks from me is the vanilla hit. The vanilla hit is overpowering. It's overpowering everything else in it. Maybe it's overpowering. Maybe it's sitting in a way that you're not getting that 75 proof. Fair comment. I may be wrong, but then again, I could be right. So anyway, if you've had the red leg spice rum, ginger and vanilla infused, you liked it, you didn't like it, drop a line below. And if not, so fucking drunk on rum, we'll hopefully catch you in another rum review real soon. Slangy Va, keep drinking the good rums out there. Ciao for now.